What is up, everybody? Welcome into this Thursday edition of the Pack-A-Day podcast. I'm your host, Andy Herman. Merry Christmas Eve to those who are celebrating. I think I'm going to have a rather short episode for you today, just kind of going to be in and out. I want to go over what I think is the best options for the Packers linebackers moving forward. But before I get there, just want to go over a quick injury update from Wednesday because I think there was some interesting injury notes, at least from the Tennessee Titans side of things. First of all, for the Packers, Jace Sternberger and Will Redmond still both in concussion protocol, so neither of those players practiced. Jamal Williams also still nursing the leg and thigh injury, so he did not practice either. So those are the three Packers who specifically did not practice due to injury. Mercedes Lewis did not practice again. This was due to a veteran day off. And then Anthony Rush, the defensive tackle, nose tackle, did not practice due to illness. It doesn't sound like it's COVID related because otherwise I'm sure he would have been in the COVID protocols, but did not practice due to illness. So that was the Green Bay side of things. But the Tennessee side was what I thought was actually a little bit more interesting. Really three, kind of key players for Tennessee: Adoree Jackson, Jeffrey Simmons, and then Dennis Kelly, their offensive tackle. All three of them did not practice on Wednesday. So those are three pretty big time players for the Titans that will have a potential major impact whether they are or not in the game. So that's three players for the Titans that we're going to really want to keep an eye on through the course of this week to see if they improve, to see if they're going to be available for Sunday. If not, that certainly makes things a little bit easier for the Green Bay Packers. It's going to be a tough game and a physical game, and one that's going to have probably quite a bit of points no matter what. But and I should say as well, I always want to see the best matchups possible. You want to go out and beat the best team. So hopefully Jeffrey Simmons, Dennis Kelly, Adoree Jackson are all able to go. But if not, again, Green Bay will have a little bit of an advantage there, and it's certainly going to be something that is going to be worth monitoring through the remainder of this week. All right, let's get into my main topic today, and that's what to do at the Packers linebacker position. I think there's a lot of thoughts about Christian Kirksey out there, Kamal Martin, Chris Barnes, maybe Vernon Scott, Oren Burks, and we kind of got our glimpse into what the Packers wanted to do this past week. I'm sure it'll be a bit of a degree of difference potentially with the Tennessee Titans coming to town and having a physical running attack that you have to kind of guard against at all times. But after watching this past week, I came away, and as I'm sure you heard on my defensive grades yesterday, came away very, very impressed with Chris Barnes. And I just think with his blend of speed and athleticism, instincts, the ability to attack downfield and attack the football, I think he gives the Packers the best opportunity and best option as a true starting three-down linebacker. And it sounds like he's taken to communicating the plays and he's capable of doing that at a high level. I just think you have to give him the opportunity to really see what he can do and fly at that position. As I mentioned, really from the second quarter on, past Saturday against the Carolina Panthers, I thought that he was fantastic, showing all different range of skills, from diagnosing screens to getting off of blocks, to really flowing sideline to sideline, to carrying, Curtis Samuel up the seam in the middle of the field. Like, he did all of it, and you see these flashes, and we've seen it before, him make instinctual football plays. I just think that I think he's somebody that isn't necessarily going to get targeted because, he can't hang with a running back or a tight end or something like that. Is he perfect? No. Is he taking some missteps and false steps? Yes. Is he always going to be able to get off blocks? No. But I do think he gives you your best opportunity and best option in the middle of that defense, assuming that they feel comfortable with him, being the guy with the green dot on his helmet and calling the plays, which it sounds like they are. They put him in that position a week ago. And I think you could see the difference last week when Chris Barnes was in the game and when he was not. I think the defense looked much better when Chris Barnes was in the game. So I think he has to kind of be your alpha inside linebacker moving forward at this point. And then the question becomes, what do you do at the rest of that position? And I know a lot of people really like Kamal Martin. They see this fast, physical linebacker, flying downhill to the football. And I like that too. I like the fact that he plays fast and plays athletic and isn't afraid to, shoot his gun and get into the backfield and take his shot and play aggressive. I really do like that. But it's been too aggressive and it's been too fast. And he just seems to me not fully ready yet. I don't see it from just a mental standpoint and processing of the game standpoint. Some misalignments pre-snap. some, just not holding up at the point of attack or I should say more gap responsibility is what I'm trying to get at. You see him play a physical brand of football, but you'll also see him, it almost looks like he's just, flying through, and if something's there, he's going to hit it, and if not, oh well. Like, you have to play under some level of control. And again, I'm saying this as somebody who really likes an aggressive, fast, athletic middle linebacker, but I do think that he has to learn to kind of hone in and control that skill a little bit more, because right now he's at times flying around almost like a chicken with his head cut off. Like, he's not diagnosing things, he's just going fast. And it's good to play fast. And if you're going to make mistakes, I'd rather have somebody make them fast. But you want somebody in there who's going to be able to diagnose things a little bit better. He's also there's a play this past week where he's just completely pancaked to the ground on the second level. I just don't see Kamal Martin as ready. And Pro Football Focus and I are very aligned on a lot of our grades this year. Just very, very close. But Kamal Martin is not one of those. They have a very high grade on Kamal Martin. I do not at all. I have a negative grade on Kamal. I think he's struggled more than what people are thinking. And ultimately, I just don't think that he's ready for any sort of full-time playing action. I think he needs time to develop. And I think his injury and his lack of time, no preseason, things like that, I think that's really put him behind the eight ball, and I think he's going to need a full training camp to kind of get where he needs to be. And that brings me to Christian Kirksey, because yes, Christian Kirksey has not been good, and I'm not super excited to see Christian Kirksey play a ton of snaps. And I don't think, if you were asking me and saying, if I could only go with one of these linebackers on every down and they're going to have to play 50, 60 snaps a game between Kamal Martin and Christian Kirksey, I think I might choose Kamal Martin. It's close, but neither are really great options at this point. But I have seen more out of Christian Kirksey as a pure physical run-down defender, kind of that B.J. Goodson type of role, right? I think he can play that well, and I think you saw him play some will linebacker this past week, and I think he held up a little bit better. We've seen him hang with the running back on a wheel route a couple weeks ago. Like, we're starting to see a little bit more from Christian Kirksey. Is it great? No, it's not. Is it really good? No. But I think he understands the nuance of the game. He's usually where he's supposed to be. I think he's going to clean up some of the tackling issues. I've seen him at least make physical attempts while wrapping up. So I don't think this is a major technique issue or flaw that he's not going to be able to overcome. So if it's me, as I sit here today, and I know this might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, I want to see Chris Barnes as the everyday linebacker, down-to-down, three-down linebacker. I want to see Christian Kirksey on obvious running downs as kind of your base linebacker in your nickel defenses and when you're expecting more runs. And then I want to see Vernon Scott as that Raven Green sort of linebacker up until hopefully a point where maybe Raven Green returns. I'm intrigued by Vernon Scott. I want to see more. He's got the size. He's got the agility. He's a powerful hitter. I think he can make an impact in that role. It's obviously going to be up to Green Bay to trust him in that position, but I think he gives you your best opportunity in coverage in more of your nickel and dime linebacker sets where you want more obvious, pass defending linebackers out on the field. So if it's me, as we sit here today, as you're listening to this on Christmas Eve, I would love to see Chris Barnes as your main linebacker, Christian Kirksey on rundowns, Vernon Scott is more of your pass down defender at that linebacker position, and Kamal Martin be more relegated to special teams duty and really focusing in and honing in on that, because I think he can be a terror on special teams, and heaven knows they can use more terrors on special teams and somebody who can really, get down the field, cover with some level of consistency. So that's where I would go. I know a lot of people really down on Christian Kirksey, but just based on their baseline of play right now, I think Christian Kirksey's a little bit of the safer play. And if we were back at week one, I might say, you know what, let's give Kamal the opportunity and see what he can do. But you're going against a playoff caliber team this year. You're trying to get the number one seed over the course of the next 2 weeks. And then is the playoffs. This isn't a time to experiment and get a guy up to speed. This is the time to get your best players out on the field, start gelling together and seeing what they can do. And right now I like Christian Kirksey over Kamal Martin. That's going to do it for me. Enjoy your Christmas Eve. For those who celebrate, everyone, happy holidays to everyone out there. Thanks so much for joining me on the Pack-A-Day podcast here on YouTube. Make sure to check out the audio version wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Subscribe if you haven't already. But until next time, and as always, go Pack Go.